Goku versus Naruto, who's faster? In order for these two to be comparable at all, we have to assume that they both can react and move at light speed. Now, it would take a few hours for the Dragon Ball characters to get to this level of speed, but what about Naruto? Well, he already does it regularly. But who's faster? Let's find out. It's me. Welcome to my channel. And today we're going to be answering the question, who's faster? Goku or Naruto? Goku's speed is largely dependent on his use of instant transmission. While he has shown to be able to move at incredible speeds, even without using this technique, such as dodging an attack from a literal god of destruction, it's really his use of this technique that makes him so hard to hit. He's not just quick, he's actually teleportation. The opponent won't be fast enough to dodge before Goku arrives at his current position. They will only know he was there after he is gone. And if they are slow enough, he may just appear right behind them. With this kind of mobility advantage, Goku is pretty much always going to be one step ahead of his enemy, unless they also have some form of teleportation. Without instant transmission, Goku's speed is definitely more linear, relying mostly on running or flying, although he is able to move incredibly quickly even when doing this. Naruto, on the other hand, doesn't rely on any special techniques to keep up with Goku's speed. His natural agility and reactions are just fast enough to match Goku's. Now, during the Fourth Great Ninja War, we saw Naruto use a technique called the Flying Thunder God technique. This is similar to Goku's instant transmission in the sense that it allows its user to instantly teleport from one location to another. It requires the user to place special seals at their current location and then activate the technique to immediately be transported to the next seal. So long as he has a seal wherever he wants to go, Naruto could basically use this technique infinitely. However, he has shown to be able to use the technique in succession very quickly. In fact, he used the technique while he was still in midair from the previous activation, showing how fast he can move. When performing this technique over and over again, however, the chakra demands required to perform this technique become incredibly taxing, and even Naruto had to stop after using it a couple times. Additionally, Naruto needs to place the seal somewhere else in order to use the technique. In other words, he needs to be aware of his surroundings to make sure that he places the seal in a good spot. If he uses the seal in an unfavorable position, his opponent will be able to predict his next move. This is why Naruto usually prefers to use his signature Rasengan attack in combination with the Flying Thunder God technique. By throwing a Rasengan towards his target and using the Flying Thunder God technique to teleport to where the Rasengan is about to land, Naruto can easily catch his opponent off guard. Not only does he come at his opponent from an angle that they aren't expecting, but the force of the explosion can also help him to push his attack even further. However, this tactic isn't foolproof, as smarter opponents have been able to anticipate this attack and prepare accordingly. While Goku might not be able to match Naruto's raw speed, his feats in combat simply outpace anything Naruto has done. One great example of this is when Goku was fighting against Beerus. In this fight, Goku was actually trying to avoid being hit by Beerus because he knew that if he was not careful, he could be killed. At one point, Beerus got pissed and simply stopped moving, and when he stopped moving, Goku couldn't even keep up with him anymore. Goku needed to use instant transmission just to keep from getting obliterated by the God of Destruction. This was because Beerus was moving so fast that he was literally existing in multiple places at once. Now, granted, Beerus is stronger than Naruto, but he's also much faster, and it was his speed combined with his power that made this fight so difficult for Goku. Goku would not have had a problem if it was just Beerus's power that he was dealing with, but the speed was what really pushed him to his limits. Naruto's speed is pretty incredible and deserves recognition. It's just nothing compared to someone like Goku. Although, it should be noted that the Dragon Ball series is known for its over-the-top speed feats. Characters are routinely crossing the galaxy in a matter of seconds. That's part of the reason why I chose to pit Goku up against Naruto rather than someone like Superman. I figured it would be too easy. Another thing worth noting here is that Goku and Vegeta actually did fight someone who could react at the speed of light, and it was hilariously pathetic. When they were searching for the Super Dragon Balls, they came across a planet full of dinosaurs. Now, it should be noted that these weren't normal dinosaurs. They were actually dinosaur robots controlled by a higher intelligence. It didn't matter to Goku and Vegeta, though, as they attacked the planet's inhabitants anyway. As soon as the dinosaur robots laid eyes on Goku and Vegeta, they immediately tried to attack. However, they were unable to do anything at all. Goku and Vegeta were so fast that the dinosaur robots couldn't even comprehend their movements, let alone try to defend themselves. They literally attacked with everything they had, but it was completely useless. It was almost as if they weren't even trying. Goku and Vegeta simply dodged everything they threw at them with ease. If we take this scene into account, then it seems that anyone who can keep up with Goku and Vegeta's speed is by default going to be slower than them. So, what about Light itself? Is Goku faster than Light? During the Battle of Gods movie, Goku was seen dodging attacks from Beerus, who was amped up by his own godly power. In this fight, Beerus seemed to ignore his own limitations and performed actions that would normally be impossible for him to pull off. For example, at one point he attacked with a barrage of punches that were aimed at different parts of Goku's body. Now, this wouldn't be surprising if he was just punching one or two different spots, but he was punching so many spots that it would have been impossible for even the fastest person in the world to react to each individual punch. Yet somehow, Goku reacted to every single one of them. This might seem like a small detail, but it really shows how fast Goku is. He was taking punches from someone who's capable of destroying entire planets, and those punches were coming at him from all angles. This kind of attack would definitely throw off even the most skilled fighter, but Goku was clearly prepared for this, or at least he was able to keep up with it. Now, in the anime, we don't get a good look at how long this exchange lasted, but in the movie, it looks to have happened relatively quickly. On the other hand, it could have also been happening for quite a while. Unfortunately, it's difficult to say exactly how long this fight went on for, since there are no clear indicators of time. Still, there's no denying that Goku was able to keep up with Beerus' speed in this fight. After all, he was able to land hits on Beerus as well. Now, this doesn't mean that Goku is faster than Light, but it does show that he's fast enough to compete with someone who seems to move at light speed. Light speed is an interesting concept when it comes to fictional characters. It seems like it would be impossible for anyone to move that fast, but a lot of anime and manga series have characters who do just that. Unfortunately, there's no real way to tell how fast these characters are. We can't actually measure their speed, so we're left to speculate. So, I'll ask you, what do you think? Do you think Goku is faster than Light? Or do you think there's someone else who's faster? Be sure to comment below with your thoughts, and I'll see you next time.